So I get back to the Luke Field side of the air station anyway, and I was away from most everything, and it was practically all over, except the fires were burning all over the place. The water was, they had fires on it yet. The small boats were going around trying to pick guys out of the water. All the planes except one, I think. I remember one come down on the seaplane hangar just about the time I was ready to go by it. And that guy, you saw him in the movie Pearl Harbor too. He got killed in his airplane, but before he died, he aimed it at one of those hangars, and he dove right into the hangar. And those people, they have death didn't worry them. I guess if they died, they were a martyr. But it sure didn't. They did everything before they died to kill as many people as they could. And our American people wouldn't do that. I don't think so.
Yeah, Carl. I guess we're going to come back and videotape you again. So again, excuse me for interrupting, but we thought we might do it.
Oh, there is one other thing.
He does a lot.
There is one other thing that should be on this tape.
Exactly. So we have plenty of time. So
yeah,
just keep talking, and we're all doing good. So
it should be on this tape.
Yeah. So tell him that he just keep going and tell him.
Dad, finish up what you did that day.
I'll finish it up, Val, but I want to tell him about shooting down our own planes that night.
Yeah, finish up December 7th.
All right. So anyway, communications was completely destroyed and all that. So we didn't know it, of course, but that morning they had lots of planes flying right over the big fuel tanks at the submarine base, and they didn't drop any bombs on those fuel tanks. And that's one thing that started the wars, because Roosevelt cut their fuel off, and he cut their scrap metal off, and that's one of the things. They didn't have any raw materials. So anyway, we thought they're sure as hell coming back. And in fact, I thought all day long, they sure missed an opportunity, because if they'd have come in with a bunch of transports and troops, they could have taken the whole damn thing over. But they didn't. So that was their mistake. So we were setting ducks. So we shot sure as hell. When the planes come in that night, they were going to get it in the neck. And we could just vision a bunch of transports sitting out there, ready to hit us after dark. Well, anyway, after dark, 6 airplanes, fighter Grumman airplanes from the Enterprise, got permission to land at Ford Island. The only bad thing about that was we didn't have any communication, so how are you going to tell the people that 6 airplanes are coming in? Because gun talks further than you can yell. So we didn't know. And we had 250 calibers mounted up on our supply building roof, a brand new concrete building. But we didn't know. All I knew is, and all the chief knew, all either one of us knew, is that we had to get up on that building and be on those guns, because we were the only 2 that were qualified machine gunners on 50 calibers. So, okay. So I was working down in the office, or I don't think it was in the office, it was probably in the storeroom handing out something. But anyway, they told me to get my butt on the roof, and I says, what for? And they says, you got to man a machine gun. I says, there's no machine gun up there. And they says, yes, there is, Marvel. I get up there, and there's 250 calibers up there. I don't even know who set them up, but they were set up and sandbagged in. So I got up there, and so I was on 50 caliber, so was Love. And so we could hear some airplanes, you just hear way up, and the tracers. A tracer was every 10th round. So if a used firing machine gun, every 10th round would be a red one. So all of a sudden I get up there, I'm outside the building, and I take a look. It just looks like a red mosquito net all over the air station, just a red mosquito net. And then I said, well, there's 90% of the bullets up there I'm not even seeing. So I don't think a mosquito could have gotten through that night. Well, none of the 6 airplanes did from the Enterprise. I knew most all of the pilots. They were all young men. And so Daniels, Ensign Daniels, he come in. I didn't see him, but he told me, he says, I come in and they shot me up a little bit, so I was going to go around and get the hell out of here. But he says, as I went around, I had to go over the Nevada. That's a battleship that had beached herself that morning. And he says, they wounded me where I had no choice. I had to come in. So he come in, and everybody was firing at him. And as soon as he could get that plane stopped, he got out of it and face down on the ground. Now this is his own words. And he says, if I hadn't have got face down, he says, those Marines would have shot me. So Daniels was probably 23, 24 at the time. Ensign Menzies come right over my building. I was telling everybody, we didn't have to shave for a week. We got our face scorched. And he was dead, of course. But he was just a torch from tail to nose. And of course, we were throwing all kinds of bullets at him because we thought he was enemy. And he crashed up in near Pearl City. That was my side. And so he was goner. We only killed one, I think. I think Ensign Menzies was the only one that got killed. But all of them got shot down. There was only 6. And all of them got shot down. So
We appreciate you sharing that story. One of the child survivors had described how, moments before then they had been loading bullet rounds for those very machine guns, and how she felt guilty about, as a child, loading belts. They probably weren't the same ones that were used, but that was a terrible incident that night. So keep talking, Carl. We still have, maybe 7-8 minutes to tape. Why don't you go ahead and tell us some more stuff for 7 or 8 minutes, please,
well,
Carl. Thank you. And again, happy birthday.
now this was a building, and we slept in that building. See, the 2 first class, they went ashore with their family. The chief went ashore with his family. But I always slept in that building. And we had just gotten 2 new men. And they come out there. They had the Thanksgiving dinner on the Enterprise. And the Enterprise had to assign them. So they were in a hurry, I think, to go to Wake Island. So they sent both those 6-footers over to us. And they both were college kids. Walt was the nephew of Rosenberg's department store, if anybody knew that. And Pike worked for Signal Oil. And he was working in the Alameda office of Signal Oil.